seems like the Phoenix Suns have become the team to beat. Like, if you want to win the NBA Finals, well, you gotta go through Phoenix. It seems like Kevin Durant has put himself in a situation that not many superstars can truly say. When Kevin Durant went to go join the Golden State Warriors, it was seen as one of the most softest moves in the NBA. I mean, the Golden State Warriors, who only lost the NBA Finals by like one game, were getting one of the best players in the NBA to join their team. It was just unfair. So it's to no one's surprise that Kevin Durant would win 2 rings with that team, and he would win some Finals MVP awards. After Golden State, he went to Brooklyn, where the whole narrative was that he wanted to win on his own, even though he'd be playing with Kyrie Irving. And eventually, the Nets would acquire James Harden, so they had arguably the best big 3 in the NBA. And yet, due to a lot of factors, this Nets team did not work out. A lot of these things can be chopped up to injuries and I guess just poor situations and Kyrie Irving being Kyrie Irving. Eventually, it got to the point where Kyrie requested a trade and then Kevin Durant requested a trade, and just like everyone predicted, Kevin Durant would be traded to the Phoenix Suns, which has to be probably the biggest trade during the trade deadline, because a superstar like Kevin Durant does not get traded mid-season, especially with like 24 hours left in the trade deadline. So once again, Kevin Durant is joining a brand new team that is really good, but some people are already calling it a super team. However, I've had a whole lot of conversations, and some of it is, oh, the Suns aren't a super team. Some people are saying they are. I'm not even gonna get into the definition of what a super team is, and truth be told, I'm not even gonna tell you if the Suns are. But what I can tell you is, from a basketball standpoint, this has to be Kevin Durant's final chance. And for reference, I'm not just talking this year. I believe Kevin Durant is on contract for the next 2 to 3 years. I don't remember the exact number, but it's no secret Kevin Durant is getting up there in age, and while he hasn't exactly developed, in fact, I think he's gotten better as a player the older he's gotten, it's gonna get to a point in everyone's mind that if Kevin Durant does not win with the Suns and he retires with that team, there's going to be a little bit of a stain on his legacy. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I really do think there is some pressure to Kevin Durant to win a title this year. Now, Phoenix gave up a really big package to acquire Kevin Durant, so the Suns know that their window for winning a championship is once again wide open. Now, me personally, I don't know how true that is, because I believe that the Suns were still having a chance to win the title, but just some things weren't going well. Regardless, it doesn't matter what team you are. You could be the Orlando Magic. You will always have a chance with a player like Kevin Durant. And especially when you have a team that was already a big contender in the Western Conference, this is going to be interesting to see. Now, despite this trade happening a couple weeks ago, Kevin Durant is still yet to play a game. However, today, which is when this video is coming out, he will be making his Phoenix Suns debut versus the Charlotte Hornets. And from what I understand, this is going to be a national televised game, which thank God, because I feel like everyone is going to want to see this game. So as soon as Kevin Durant is on that court and as soon as the jump ball goes up, everything is going to change for Phoenix, and here's what needs to happen. Now, it's no secret, the Phoenix Suns are one of the most pressured teams this year to win a title. I've been saying this for a while, but I truly do believe the Phoenix Suns have the best starting lineup in the NBA. Even if you don't want to say best, at least the argument of the most complete or balanced is definitely accurate. People have been pointing to that third spot, the small forward, who's going to play that, but I've been saying this for the longest time. It needs to be Josh Okogie. People thought I was trolling when I was pushing my Josh Okogie propaganda that he was averaging like 20 points per game as a starter. Like I said last time, do not let anyone fool you. Josh Okogie is going to be a great starter for the Phoenix Suns, and he doesn't have to do that much. Of course, with the addition of Kevin Durant, Josh Okogie's touches are going to go down, but wouldn't they when one of the best players in the NBA is coming in? And the reason I even really brought up Josh Okogie in that final starting spot is a lot of people have been questioning the Phoenix Suns as a whole, but I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Now, since Kevin Durant has one of the best starting lineups in the NBA and he has a great team, now everyone is saying there's no excuse. But I have a feeling this is how Kevin Durant wants it to be. We know Kevin Durant is a great player, and we also know he wanted to come to Phoenix in the first place. This was his preferred destination. And now that he's here, there's no more hypothetical what ifs. It is now, okay, let's do this. Phoenix is currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference, and they're only a couple games back from the 3 seed. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't see them getting the 1 seed back-to-back years, especially because of how good the Nuggets are doing this year. The only way I truly see that happening is like if Jokic or Jamal Murray gets hurt and they lose like 5 straight games or something like that. But yeah, the 1st seed is more than likely going to be Denver. I also think the 2 seed is going to be locked up for a while, because if the Grizzlies can literally not lose multiple games, they're going to be just fine. I know it sounds so obvious, like, oh, if you want to win basketball games, just don't lose. But what I'm trying to say is that as long as they don't go on a big losing streak, then yeah, I don't see Phoenix catching up to them. If I'm being real, I think the biggest possibility is the 3 seed, which is where the Kings are at right now, and they're up by 3.5 games. But now it's time for Phoenix to separate themselves, because a lot of people know this, but like around the 4 to 10 seed, it's such a close gap. That's why everyone was talking about Phoenix being like the 10 seed and saying it's Joe over, but what people don't understand is how close it was. Out of context, all you see is the Phoenix Suns being the 10 seed, but what you don't see is if they win a game, they're going to be like the 7. Phoenix has put themselves in a situation where if they end as like the 3 seed and up, I think they're going to be just fine. So now I want to answer a question. What does it mean if the Phoenix Suns win a title, but more importantly, if Kevin Durant wins a title? If we're going by individual players, for one, Chris Paul would finally have a title and we can finally stop hearing CP 0 rings. It would just prove Booker is a great player and that he's going to be a superstar in our league. For Kevin Durant, all it would prove is that he is not only a great player all time that could do it on multiple teams, but he also didn't need a crazy super team to win a title. Because of course, as Devin Booker said, they had no all-stars on their team. Well, of course, minus Kevin Durant. I also do think if Phoenix does win this title, that it's going to prove that this team was way better than people said. Because a lot of casuals, and I can't remember who said this, but someone said that Phoenix was an average team without Kevin Durant. I don't even want to get into that because I'm pretty sure that's going to be like a 10-minute segment of me ripping NBA media. Something that I thought was interesting is a lot of people are saying that the Phoenix Suns don't have a good bench. Then I saw something on Twitter that I posted in my account that showed that the Phoenix Suns bench has the second best plus minus in the NBA. But I thought Phoenix didn't have a good bench. Of course, I'm not saying this means Phoenix automatically has the second best bench due to plus minus, but it still shows something. At the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people are looking at this team and what Kevin Durant has done in a different light. It seems like the Phoenix Suns have become the team to beat. Like, if you want to win the NBA Finals, well, you gotta go through Phoenix. Now, since the title of this video is something like "This is Kevin Durant's final chance," I want to ask one more question. Should Kevin Durant's time in Phoenix really affect his career? Especially if they cannot win a title while Kevin Durant is on that roster. I feel like a lot of people are looking at the, oh, if Kevin Durant doesn't win, this happen. If the Suns don't win, this happen. But most people are looking at the positive. To an extent, I do believe that Kevin Durant's legacy might take a little bit of a hit because he left the Warriors, which was a perfect situation. And since then, he's joined 2 teams that have failed. This is hypothetically, of course. Because trust me, the media is waiting for the moment Phoenix gets eliminated. If they do, you know they're going to say stuff. In fact, some people might argue if Phoenix loses this year, it's going to be more of a disappointment compared to last year. Of course, this is all just a hypothetical. This is just a big what if. You still have like 20 games left, and you truly never know what's going to happen in the NBA. Now, regardless of all that, I'm pretty excited to see how this game goes. Because like I said in the intro, everything is going to now change for Phoenix. And what happens if Kevin Durant does not step up to the plate and he is not clutch? What happens if Chris Paul proves to everyone that he is a playoff choker and he will be just that? What happens if people prove that Booker is nothing but a great value Kobe Bryant? Was everyone right about this team? Were they right to think that their championship window has been closed? Was trading for an aging Kevin Durant just a desperate move so an owner could try to make a splash? Well, let's find out.
Let's fuck that bitch till the day I die. 220 on the dash, shake a bloody red eye. I got the pack coming in, finna give me out. Tryna link, I ain't really got no time. Give a fuck about a hater, y'all can suck me dry.